Awesome. I want to welcome you all to the powerful Intro to Ningxia class. Ningxia has changed my life, and I'm glad to have you here so that you can be trained on it. This is an intense, concentrated training on one of the most powerful whole foods on the planet. And my hope is that when you wrap this class up, that you start taking this supplement, this liquid supplement, as a regular dietary supplement and get as much of your family drinking it too. So let's take a quick peek at the company that makes Ningxia. That would be Young Living, right? We believe in sourcing the very best ingredients possible. So this is who we are. Oh, I see. I've got to click it on the other screen. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It didn't do it.
Hey, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and I'm the author of Game Plan. I'm
sorry.
the author of Spirit.
I don't know where that came from. I'm sending a link to this class to somebody, so just give me a second. Okay, so those are the farms. Aren't they beautiful? They're luxurious. I've been there before. You know that. It's so amazing. You can experience them right from where you're sitting by watching that video, and that is awesome. It's not always about what you're cutting out. It's also about what you're putting in. If I could pick just one Young Living supplement, my personal favorite would be Ningxia Red. You can't get what you need from our food. Can't you just get what you need? Not anymore. The food that the Lord created when he made the earth is not the food that's being grown here now. Food is repeatedly grown on the same land with pesticides and fertilizers, and scientists are creating new varieties of crops to grow faster and to resist bugs. The plants don't have the time that they need to absorb the nutrients, and the soil loses its vitamins and its minerals and microbes faster than they can be replaced. A Cushy Institute analysis of nutrient data from 1975 to 1997, that's only 22 years, found that the average calcium levels drop in fresh, like vegetables, dropped 27%. Iron levels dropped 30%, and vitamin C dropped 30%. You would have to eat 8 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin A that your grandparents got back in the day, in the 1950s even. That data is from Scientific America. So maybe you can't get enough from the plants, but you think that you can make it up with meat. Well, when plants contain fewer nutrients, then the animals, oh, we need to mute somebody here. We got some background. Okay. If the plants have fewer nutrients, then of course the animals that eat them are going to be malnourished. And a study from the Journal of Nutrition and Health found copper levels in the United Kingdom are down 90% in dairy and 55% in meat and 76% in vegetables. And water is also depleted of minerals because of the plants pulling more of the nutrients. And modern production methods also cause our waters to be polluted with, diesel fuels and pollutions. It means more plants on the same land and more crop rotations over doing it by hand. They just don't do it that way anymore. Then there are town filtration systems, and many of them remove important minerals like magnesium, which is essential for 300 biochemical reactions in the body. And then top it off by adding chlorine and fluoride. Oh, yeah. Can you make up your nutrients with other foods? I'm thinking not. Beyond that, nutrient absorption declines with age for us. The older we get, the less we absorb. Nutrient deficiencies hurt your performance and they cause DNA damage, and that makes us age faster and can cause chronic disease. That's why we need to supplement our diet. So what is Ningxia? It is actually the whole Wolfberry puree. And if you leave your Ningxia on the counter for a few minutes, you're going to notice that it divides into 2 colors. The color on the bottom is the pureed fruit, and it's about half to 2/3 of the bottle. And by using the entire plant and not just the juice, you now have a whole food supplement that's much, much more powerful. When you get Ningxia in your home, set a bottle on the counter for a couple of hours. That's what you're seeing here. And check it out yourself. Then that Ningxia berry puree at the bottom of the bottle after it settles is part of the reason that Ningxia is a whole food supplement and why it's so good for you. So other juices have a lot of fillers. All you have to do is shake this up and then it mixes equally. We don't use any junk juice in Ningxia Red like apple juice or pear juice. And we only use the fruits that I'm going to be telling you about and the Ningxia Wolfberry and the pulp. So that's what you see. A lot of people go, what is this stuff in the bottom of my bottle? It's all good. It's all goodness. Ningxia Wolfberries, actually, I'll tell you a little history right now. Ningxia Wolfberries grow in the Ningxia River Valley in China. On top of that, the juice is blended with blueberries, which are really good for kidneys, aronia berry, cherry, pomegranate, and plum juices. We add natural stevia extract to make it a little bit sweeter. But all of those fruits are very low glycemic. So it's a great nutritional supplement for diabetics. We also add orange oil, yuzu, lemon, and tangerine essential oils. Yuzu is an oil that you can't get by itself from Young Living. It's only used by in our Ningxia. But Ningxia is the only nutrient drink on the market that combines whole Chinese wolfberries and pure therapeutic grade essential oils into a single beverage. There are at least 80 species of Lycium berries worldwide, but only the barbarum shows the highest nutrient levels in scientific testing. The Ningxia region holds the gold certificate, China's equivalent of the USDA's organic certificate that we have here in the United States. They are grown with no fertilizers, no pesticides, no sulfur, no irradiation. In other words, we don't put them under radiation to ripen them, no dyes, and no heavy metals. There's no lead, no arsen, no mercury or cadmium in the soil. The Ningxia's region irrigation water comes from the Yellow River, which is upstream from all of the pollutants from the major cities. And the Yellow River floods the Ningxia plants with a layer of minerals and silt every year. It is just rich in nutrients because of this silt. The farms in Ningxia are in a semi-arid region with plenty of sunlight and a high temperature difference between night and day. Think of when sap runs in maple trees. They need lots of sunlight and cold temperatures at night. Temperature differences are good for the liquids in plants because it keeps those liquids moving. The elevation is just right for this plant to be the most productive. Any other place in the world would not have the same ecological condition of the pH of the water, the nutrients in the soil, or the silt from the Yellow River. The conditions have earned Ningxia the distinction of being China's recognized herbal medicine valley. Now, Gary, many years ago, he brought the Ningxia Wolfberry to Mona and planted many trees, which are still there and they're still bearing fruit. But what he found was that even with the rich soil that we have in Mona, it did not compare to that of the Yellow River Valley in Ningxia province. So the nutrient value was not quite as high. So we don't use the Ningxia Wolfberries that we grow on our farm. We don't use them in our juice or sell them as dried fruit, but we do put them in our salads and in other baked products at the restaurant in Mona. If you've ever eaten there, you can get, I think, Ningxia muffins and some other stuff like that. But we only use those Ningxia Wolfberries, to serve customers there. So Ningxia has a high nutritional content and has naturally occurring organic sugar, the sugar that allows your cell-to-cell communication or just, your cells to talk. Ningxia is China's only medicinal wolfberry production base. The Lycium barbarum variety of the wolfberry is superior in vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants more than any other wolfberry in the world. And there are other products out there that have the wolfberry, but it will never compare to the wolfberry out of the Ningxia Yellow River Valley. And we are the only ones that are getting that berry from there right now. I mean, you can buy it in markets in China. You're going to pay a premium price for the Ningxia wolfberries as opposed to the other 70 different varieties of wolfberries that are grown in China overall. But, people know the difference, and that's why it's gotten its gold certification. So here's a little Chinese proverb to round it out. If you want to be happy for an hour, go take a nap. If you want to be happy for a day, go fishing. If you want to be happy for a lifetime, help people. That is why I'm teaching you on Ningxia, because I believe in helping you, especially in getting your health in order. Many of you know that I came into Young Living because I had Gulf war syndrome, and I found the oils in June of 1999. Well, in 2005 is when the Berry Young juice, which was the first iteration of Ningxia Red, was launched. And I really wasn't interested in the juice at all. I think Berry Young came out in 2004, and what we know of as Ningxia Red came out in 2005. And again, I really wasn't interested in finding out anything about the juice. But as luck would have it, and I don't think it was luck, I fragmented a disc in my back at L5S1. And I will tell you that fragment sat on my sciatica, and I was in excruciating pain. I was almost physically immobile. For weeks, I laid in bed. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't walk. Kenneth had to go to work during the day. And I got thirsty one day, I remember, and I got down on my hands and knees. I crawled out of bed and I got down on my hands and knees and I crawled to the kitchen to get a glass of water. It was excruciating. I eventually had to get on pain medication. They put me on Vicodin, and I went to SLU here in St. Louis and was they did an MRI, and he said, well, we could rotor-root your vertebra, he said, to free up any impingement and remove that disc. But he said, I can't guarantee that you're not going to be in more pain than you are right now. Well, that didn't sound like a win. So I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to go that route. And I did oils. I was rubbing oils on my back all the time. I think I was taking multiple supplements in addition to my pain medication. And I just did not understand why God had allowed me to get knocked down, because I was too young. I mean, I was probably in my late 40s, early 50s probably. And I had a whole life ahead of me. I had a whole lot of stuff to do. And I had people to teach about the oils and more about the oils and all about the oils. Well, I laid in bed, and finally I got to where I could use a cane, but I really wasn't getting any better. And Kenneth came home one day with an article out of a newspaper, a big article. I think it was produced or marketed by the company called Xango, Xango. Xango is still a company today, a viable company today, that out of Utah, Thanksgiving Point. In fact, they were right across the street from Young Living. I didn't know that at the time. But he said, this talks about reducing inflammation. And I think that it might help your back. He brought me a case. So, I read the article and I said, okay, get me some, because one of the guys at work was selling it, and he brought me a whole case. And I think the whole case was 12 bottles, 10 bottles, 12 bottles, something like that. And I drank the whole case in a week, and I didn't get any relief at all. And all of a sudden, a light bulb came on and said, why aren't you drinking your own juice? Because I'd never really even looked at Ningxia Red. Again, I was all about the oils, not even realizing that there are oils in Ningxia Red. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to start ordering some Ningxia Red, and I'm going to start taking it. I had been suffering now for about 15 months. So a little bit over a year. And I started drinking 2 ounces of Ningxia Red a day. Within 90 days, I was pain-free. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it was all Ningxia Red, because I also sought out a good chiropractor. And even though they could adjust me, because this disc was fragmented, they explained to me at the hospital that my body would have to encapsulate this fragment and pretty much dissolve it, just eat it away. And I wouldn't be better until that happened, unless I, took that plunge and had surgery. And then again, there was no guarantee. And I think they really would have messed up my back. But the Ningxia Red brought down the inflammation incredibly. And to date, I have never had trouble in that area of sciatica. And now I don't have much of a disc there, but for those of you who know me and have listened to my nutrition classes, I take a lot of BLM, that stands for bones, ligaments, and muscles. And that literally rebuilds cartilage. So even though I might not have a disc, my body can rebuild any cartilage that would have been torn or, fragmented or anything in that area as well. All I know is that I don't have any problems bending down in the garden for 2-3 hours a day, walking 5 miles a day. In fact, I think I've gotten 12,004 steps in today. So I do about 8 to 10 in the morning, and then I walk around, in the garden and talking on the phone and doing all that kind of stuff. But that's my personal testimony as far as how Ningxia Red, why I started using Ningxia Red. And another thing that I really noticed about Ningxia Red is that it increased my energy like nobody's business. I was amazed. In fact, I forget sometimes, oh, I have all this energy because I drink Ningxia Red. So if you forget to take it, you may not notice it right away, but you'll start getting lethargic again, or, you don't have the stamina or the energy that you had before. Start taking Ningxia Red again and boom, it's back. And that's why I won't quit drinking it. I mean, right now I'm on a master cleanse. I'm on day 5. I'm drinking my juice. And this is a pretty heavy duty detox. And while we're doing the master cleanse, we don't do Ningxia Red, but the master cleanse in and of itself, because it is detoxing and cleansing, it gives me energy. I have had more energy the last couple of days in the garden and just getting things done. I got my office clean. I made a bunch of phone calls. I had a couple of appointments I had to attend to today. I just want to have that energy. I want to feel good every day. That's my personal testimony. So now let's talk about the journey that Ningxia Red took to get to our doorstep, because it's hard to bring something sacred from China all the way to the United States. And Gary Young actually was searching, and this is why I think he got into the oils. He was searching for the fountain of youth. He was searching for the plant that was eaten that helped people live well into their hundreds. And this was in the Hunza land. He went to Hunza land. This is in the Himalayas around Tibet. So he was looking for these people, and he was searching in all the corners of the earth. And his journey is chronicled in a book that you can pick up, especially from discoverlsp.com. That's discoverlsp.com. You can get that book. It's called Ningxia Wolfberry, the ultimate superfood. And he talks about his journey on getting that wolfberry. And here is a picture of the book. And I have this book on my shelf. It's full, it's chock full of scientific research and again, his chronicle journeys and how the Ningxia Wolfberry and the 4 other whole foods that are in there combat heart disease, cancer, chronic fatigue, depression, diabetes, and more. He found that people living in the Ningxia region in China had exceptional lifespans. In fact, he had a video, one convention, that had a woman, I think she was 103. Gail, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Gail remembers some of this stuff. And he was trying to help her up into her home. She had been out hoeing the garden at 103. And she slapped his hand and said in Chinese, because the interpreter was there, I can make it up these steps myself. She wasn't needing any, valiant, chivalrous young man to help her up her stairs. It's funny. But again, he was looking for the people in the Ningxia region that had exceptional lifespans and something in common. He found that they were nibbling on this berry. They were making tea out of it. They were drying the fruit and they were eating it. So he took the berry back to his lab in the United States, and thus the journey of the red berry made it to American soil. Once Gary got it back to the United States, it took 7 years to get it to pass customs in the United States and to get it formulated. It started first, as I mentioned before, as berry young juice. This was just the juice. We were juicing the wolfberry. Then it was reformulated to include that peel and the flesh of the wolfberry fruit because it boosted all the nutritional numbers. It boosted the fiber. It just boosted all, and that's what he realized once he was putting the pulp back into the juice. So let's talk about some of the science behind why Ningxia works. And here are 7 quick reasons with simple explanations. Reason number 1, 1 ounce. I'm talking about 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, not 2. 1 ounce of Ningxia Red is equal to 2 pounds of wolfberry. There are 17 or 18 species of the wolfberry, but only the Ningxia wolfberry has the ability to deliver all the micro and macronutrients that are bioavailable to the cells in your body. Antioxidants play a huge role in aging, in memory, arthritis, inflammation, and so much more. You see, the ORAC radical absorption capacity, or ORAC, is a method of measuring the antioxidant capacity. Presently, the highest antioxidant on the ORAC scale is vitamin E, which comes in between 800 and 1200, followed by blueberries, raspberries, pomegranates, etc. A combination of fruits together, those blueberries, pomegranates, aronia berry, cherries, together make Ningxia the highest ORAC rating at 27,300. So when you look at vitamin E at 1200, and that's the highest, and then you put all these synergistic fruits together and get, I mean, it just almost 3 times the antioxidant rating. Antioxidants are really, really important to help us to stop aging so quickly. Let's watch a diamond. Her name is Debbie Erickson. Show off the antioxidant power of Ningxia Red.
I'm Debbie Erickson. I'm the Young Diamond here in Dallas, Texas. We are filming on location at a Whole Foods here in Plano, Texas. I've been at Young Living for soon to be 7 years, and have been a very happy Ningxia Red daily user almost an entire 7 years. Our 6 kids, our 6 grandkids, my 94-year-old mother-in-law, our 2 black labs, we all love our Ningxia Red on a daily basis. It is a superfood. It is nutrient dense. The Ningxia Wolfberry has over 200 times the amount of antioxidant value than any other food. And I want to talk to you about 3 things today here as we're going to take you on a fun shopping trip here in Whole Foods. I want to talk about the synergistic value that the Ningxia Wolfberry has, along with the other 6 fruits that are in Ningxia Red, plus 4 essential oils. That synergy, which means the whole is greater than the parts. The sum whole of Ningxia Red is greater than just the Ningxia Wolfberry by itself, or the other 6 fruits, or the 4 oils. It's an amazing superfood. And I believe, as an RN and as a Young Living leader, that everybody should have it as a foundation to their healthy daily diet. But I also want to talk to you about the comparative value of Ningxia Red. When you look at what the other fruits and vegetables that it's equal to in terms of amount in just 1 ounce, it's amazing. And it's so convenient to be able to get it, 1 or 2 ounce serving every day. So let's have some fun and let's go shopping for what the comparative value of Ningxia Red is to other high fruits and vegetables in antioxidants. Come join me on this shopping trip. Let's have some fun.
What else is Ningxia Red? Can't see the video from there. A 100 oranges. Onions. 34 large onions. £10 of spinach. That's amazing. $60 broccoli florets. 3 pounds of broccoli. 12 carrots, I think. 22 medium carrots. $73 strawberries, 3 pints, and 814 blueberries, 4 cups. All of that.
Hey, I hope you've enjoyed my shopping trip here at Whole Foods with me. What you saw I gathered in those 3 carts are the equivalent to 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. Believe it or not, it would have been twice that amount for 2 ounces. So if you got tired shopping with me, that's okay. I've got my 2 ounces of Ningxia Red, and I hope that you're going to have your 2 ounces a day too. So join me in having Ningxia Red on a daily basis. Thanks for being with me today at Whole Foods.
Chug, 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 chug.
This was so much easier doing that than filling 3 shopping carts.
I loved it. I loved it. Whoops. Okay. Reason number 2. Reason number 2. I loved it. I hope you did too. When I first saw that video, it was unbelievable. I mean, that's just 1 ounce. That just blows me away. So reason number 2, acid to alkaline. In your body, you have acid, you have alkaline acid. And what creates disease? Acid. It breeds virus, bacteria, and fungus. And when you keep your pH neutral, you inhibit growth of the things that you don't want in your body. Everything we eat converts in the stomach, which has a pH of 2.5. That's acid. Wolfberry goes into the stomach and it starts to break down as acid, but the minute that it hits the small intestine, it immediately converts back to alkaline. It's acid binding and alkaline forming. There's only one other food that does that, and that's the lemon. And that's
Hey, Cristina,
what?
are we supposed to be seeing a slide or still seeing the lady waving at us?
You should be seeing a slide.
I see the lady waving on my end. I think they're still trying to show the video.
Same here.
Well, let me make sure she's not waving. What do you see now?
Lady waving.
Let me stop the share and start the share again. See if that makes it go away. Okay, what do you see now, Gail?
Your,
Acid
your
to
script is
alkaline.
over on the right-hand side. And the reason to acid to alkaline takes up about 2/3 on the left-hand side. There we go. Thank you. Full screen.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate your help. April, Gail. Okay, so acid to alkaline, reason number 2. In your body, you have alkaline acid. What creates disease? It's the acid. It breeds virus, bacteria, and fungus. And when you keep your pH neutral, you inhibit growth of the things that you don't want in your body. Everything that we eat converts in the stomach, which has a pH of 2.5. Wolfberry goes into the stomach and starts to break down as acid, but the minute that it hits the small intestine, it immediately converts back to alkaline. It's acid binding and alkaline forming. Only one other food does that, that's the lemon. And I was just about to tell you that that's one of the reasons the Master Cleanse works so well. In fact, Kenneth is on day 5 of his first Master Cleanse. How do you feel, Kenneth? He says he feels fine. So anyway, lemon, right? Wolfberry is chemically structured to convert because of the amino acids in it. And the specific amino acid is called trypsin. This is responsible for the conversion of amino acids in protein. And guess what Ningxia is? It's alkaline protein. It's the most perfect food that exists. Reason number 3. Where do free radicals come from? The air, electromagnetic fields, stuff we're eating, like when we overeat, sugar. They are the army guys on the wrong side of the team, these free radicals. They wreak havoc. And you outnumber the army with Ningxia. Your body does a good job at taking care of oxidative stress. But one of the reasons that we age, the reason that we get wrinkly, the reasons we feel tired, it's because of an excess of these free radicals. Everything that is high in ORAC will flush your system really well of these free radicals. Your body gets quadrillions of free radicals attacking every day. Per cell, you get about 10,000 attacks per cell per day. The body needs a leg up. Most other nutritional drinks do little against superoxide. The worst free radical is superoxide because the drinks are so heavily processed and they're so full of sugar. Gary worked for years to protect the berry all the way to the bottle so that we get the full benefits. And the Ningxia Wolfberry was saved during processing, putting it in that whole berry form, right? That means it's a powerhouse designed to fight free radicals in your body. Let's look at reason 4. Vitamin mineral pairs. Minerals have to be properly balanced in your body, and too much calcium is going to result in a zinc deficiency. Too much zinc can suppress immunity and lead to anemia. Both the mineral profile and the mineral balance of the Ningxia Wolfberry is without equal in the plant kingdom. With a magnesium to calcium ratio of 1:1, zinc to copper 2:1, and potassium to magnesium 8:1, it is exactly what the body needs in proportion. Vitamin mineral pairs. It's a macronutrient. So you're getting a whole food. You're getting whole food nutrition. It's coming from the plant, not a synthetic source. It's coming from a food-based source. And that means that it's easier for your body to process and you'll absorb more of what you're eating. It's also in a liquid form. If you did a digestive function test, 95 to 98% of us would come back with a weak or deficient digestive system because of medications, stress, and processed food. To get Ningxia in a liquid form means that you absorb it faster and that your body doesn't have to break it down. Reason number 6, it's infused with essential oils. Essential oils in Ningxia actually act as a delivery system to the body. Because it's infused with young living essential oils, it increases the absorption rate of Ningxia. The tiny little oils act as a delivery system right into the cell for the larger molecules. So it helps absorption. Reason number 7, it has the right sugar and the right enzymes. But sugar is bad, right? I mean, I teach that all the time, but not all sugar. Ningxia has the right sugar to open up the door to your cell. Our bodies need healthy sugar, like sugar that comes from fruits and vegetables. And when our cell membranes are 1, inflamed, 2, oxidized, 3, toxic, and 4, lacking in mitochondrial function to energize the receptors to open and close, we have no energy. Ningxia sugars open the door to our cells so that the good information can get passed to them. It crosses that lipid layer that I've talked about before, that fat layer that protects the cell, and it passes inside. Only 8 sugars on earth can open the door, and Ningxia has 4 of the 8 naturally occurring in the Ningxia Wolfberry. Enzymes. By the age of 40, actually, it's getting younger and younger. I would say 30 now. You start losing digestive enzymes in the gut. Ningxia is loaded with the right enzymes to help you break down your food and to get the nutrients out of what you eat. Feed your body exactly what it needs, and it will do the rest. One other important thing about Ningxia is it contains every essential amino acid. It contains 13% protein, the highest protein content of any fruit ever measured. It has trace minerals. It has naturally occurring vitamin B1, B6, and B2, the energy vitamin. It has more vitamin C than all the fruits and vegetables on the earth. There's not a higher vitamin C content of anything that we can drink. It has 148 milligrams. Parsley and spinach only have 133 milligrams. Oranges have 53. So that gives you a good point of reference. So Ningxia Red has 148 milligrams and oranges only have 53. That's why it took so many oranges to make up the antioxidant value of 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. It has more calcium than cherries. Cherries only have 16 milligram, and it has more calcium than cruciferous vegetables like cabbage and broccoli and those kinds of vegetables. They only have 50. It has 110 milligrams of calcium, Ningxia Red does. Again, the cruciferous vegetables only have 50 calcium. Cherries only have 15. It has more beta carotene in it at 12,600 than carrots. Carrots beta carotene only has 1,100 milligrams. And it's loaded with fiber because the skin of the berry was put into the bottle, was preserved. So that is good nutrition. The Ningxia Wolfberry and good nutrition, it can impact our cell membranes, like I was talking about earlier. Perhaps the best thing that the Wolfberry does for your body is what it does to the cells. The cell membrane is made up of oils, fats, and phospholipids. there are proteins floating on this very liquid and very flexible sea of fat. The proteins are like little antennas that pick up messages from other cells. You know, the messages that come into the cell, they have fancy names like insulin, thyroid, enzymes, digestive enzymes, neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. They are messengers that do not work until you attach the right sugars to them. You can see the power of this nutrition because it is unlocking all of these things, all of these messengers, right? Fats, proteins, and sugars are building blocks to having our body do what it needs to do. If you're eating the wrong sugar, you are rendering the whole structure of the cell membrane dysfunctional. And if cell-to-cell communication breaks down, your health will break down. If you mess up the cell membrane, you're going to need more insulin to get the job done. And we do that through our diet, don't we? So 40% of you are insulin resistant. You may or may not know that. If a man has a waist of more than 40 inches and a woman more than 35 inches, they are insulin resistant. That is why you want to stay away from bad sugar. But we'll get back to that in the Ningxia challenge coming up at the end of the class. So let's wrap all this science up in 2 sentences. The Ningxia Wolfberry and good nutrition can impact your cell membrane. It helps cellular communication take place, and it gives the mitochondria the energy that it needs. It provides micronutrients and feeds that mitochondria, and it has the right sugar to open the cell door. When you eat properly, when you eat poorly, your cells get all mucked up. That lipid layer on the outside of the cell gets sticky, and the cells stack on top of one another like coins. Ningxia wipes the doorway clean, increasing the surface area so that the good information can get passed from cell to cell. So let's look at it on a microscope.
This is a blood sample of somebody before taking Ningxia, and this is actually a great example of an unhealthy cell. See how it's stacked like coins? What this means is the cells are right on top of each other. There's very little surface area to them. A lot of it's crowded, which means can't get a whole lot of oxygen in there, which means can't really detox itself, can't breathe, can't take in nutrients, can't detox. Oxygen is what we really need to emit what we don't need, take in what we do need. So this person was given 1 ounce of Ningxia Red. 15 minutes later, this is what their blood looked like. Isn't that awesome? So that's a healthy state in the body. So how many of you guys drank your Ningxia Red packet when you walked in?
Okay, so that study has been, oh, I hope I don't, okay, can you see? Is she waving or is she still talking?
No.
Good. So it says, let's try it out.
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, Ningxia is not healing the body. It's cleaning cell receptor sites so that the body can heal itself. So the body can do its own work and communicate like a boss. It comes alongside the body so that it can do what it was created to do. So let's try it out. The best way to experience Ningxia is to get it in your body and feel it for yourself. How long does it take to notice the benefits? Well, some notice it immediately, some in the first couple of weeks, and some in a few months. It takes 4 months. I say 90 days. It takes 3 months for every cell in your body to be regenerated. They regenerate every 90 days. So I'd say drink 2 to 4 ounces a day for 3 months, and then take a week off and see how you feel. That's how you're going to notice the benefits on your body. Let's do a little in-class experiment right now. How many of you, I want you to raise your hand. how many of you take Ningxia Red? I'm going to look at everybody's on here. Oops. I guess I can't show the people now. It's not letting me see that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Do I have any? Oh, I got some hands. Yes. Nancy, Deirdre. That's awesome. I got April is raising her hand. You got the little hand. That's awesome. I don't see any other little hands, but the little hand in the corner. I like, oh, Sandy. Yeah, of course Sandy's taking it. She's like me. That's great. Okay, so take note of a few reference points when you do start taking Ningxia Red. I want you to do like a self-evaluation. And that self-evaluation is going to look at your lung capacity. So in other words, feel yourself breathing and then take your 2 to 4 ounces. Give it about, I don't know, 2 minutes, and then see if your lung capacity doesn't increase. Also take note of your vision. Are you seeing things a little bit clearer? I want you to do that self-evaluation. Look around the room. Assess the quality of your eyesight. Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling more energized now, or somewhere in between? You're going to take a large sip of Ningxia Red, and I want you to hold it in your mouth for 10 to 20 seconds. Under the tongue is really the best. Tune in to the sensations in your body. Close your eyes and swallow it. The third step that I want you to do when you're taking your Ningxia Red is take a really good evaluation of how you feel. Usually almost immediately, you're going to feel a warmth through your body. You may feel tingling down to your toes. Then take another deep breath. Are your lungs able to take in more air? Do you feel more awake? You see, Ningxia Red contains zeaxanthin and lutein, which basically act as natural sunscreens for the eyes. Do you feel more calm and centered? Many say that the Wolfberry helps them relax. Do you feel more energized? Ask yourself that question when you're taking your Ningxia Red. Here are some odd ways to use Ningxia Red. The Ningxia Red shots recipe from Young Living are here on the screen. So you can take 1 ounce of Ningxia Red and you can add 2 drops of cinnamon bark and 1 drop of ocotea. This is called the Atomic Fireball, or the Mind Blaster.
Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you,
Okay, I better put you on mute, Grandma. There we go. Okay, then we have the Mind Blaster, which is 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, 1 drop of lime, 1 drop of peppermint, 1 drop of citrus fresh, 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of cinnamon bark. The Hot Flash, 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, 2 drops of cinnamon bark, 2 drops of peppermint. The Dreamsicle, one of my favorites, 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, 1 drop of sacred frankincense, 1 drop of orange, 1 drop of lime, 1 drop of tangerine, 1 drop of copaiba, 1 drop of citrus fresh, and 1 drop of lemon. And Simply Smooth, 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, 2 drops of tangerine, 2 drops of lime, and 1 drop of frankincense. These are really fun. Okay, more other ways to use Ningxia Red. These are really odd. You can use it as a mouthwash. Just swish it around in your mouth. You can make Ningxia Tea. Heat up 1 cup of water and add 1 ounce of Ningxia Red and sip it as you would sip a tea. You can make a Ningxia poultice. Select a gauze pad and add a tablespoon of Ningxia Red to the cloth. Put a heat or cold pack behind it and apply it to the injured area for a few hours. I'm just getting a chat here. With the cinnamon, I think it's going to be hot. If you, Sandrea is asking, would the hot flash be for women having private summers? I think with the cinnamon, it's going to be a hot flash. You're going to feel hot for a moment because that is a hotter oil. Good question. This Ningxia poultice is interesting, but they also have a Ningxia Wolfberry paste. So what you do is you pour an ounce of Ningxia Red onto a plate and let it set for a few hours. And after the water evaporates, it will get sticky and gooey. And then you can apply it wherever you want. Say you have a wound. You can apply the paste right on the wound. And you can cover it up with, with a gauze or whatever you want to cover it with. There's also a Ningxia Abdominal conditioner. I like to use this when I want to get things moving. Add 1 teaspoon to Ningxia to Genesis hand and body lotion and massage it all over your abdomen, just under your ribs, out to your hips. Move in large clockwise circles over the large intestine. You can make Ningxia lotion by adding 1 teaspoon of Ningxia to a small amount of either rose ointment or the Genesis hand and body lotion. The Genesis hand and body lotion has been Kenneth's favorite lotion for years. Now, of course, I'm into the winter's night. I love that Northern Lights smell. But you could add it to that too. Ningxia for your ears. Add a few drops of the juice on a cotton swab and swab on the inside of your ear. Not deep. Your ears are just going to feel clean, but wolfberry juice has a naturally occurring compound that can dissolve or loosen waxy substances. Interesting, huh? How about a Ningxia Enema? Is everybody up for that? Add warm water to an enema bottle. Add 1 tablespoon to 2 ounces of Ningxia Red. Lie on your right side, insert the applicator, and squeeze the liquid into your colon. Hold for at least 7 minutes longer. 7 minutes and longer is better. It takes 7 minutes for the blood to circulate through your body. You can also use a finger or toe soak. Soak the ring or toe in undiluted Ningxia Red for a few minutes and then massage the juice into the skin. Also, there's a Ningxia foot bath. You get 2 1-gallon Ziploc bags, add 2 ounces of Ningxia Red per bag. Fill your bathtub, not very full, but just with warm water so that you can place your foot in the bag and the bag in the water. You don't want the water to go in the bag. You could also put that in a foot tub as well if you have a foot tub. So you want to soak your feet in the Ningxia, in the warm water for 20 minutes. It's really good for a foot bath. The Ningxia massage, you can, whenever you get your next massage, take a ½ ounce of V6 massage oil. I know we're out of stock right now, but if you have some on hand, a ½ ounce of V6, or maybe even a ½ ounce of coconut oil or sweet almond oil, and mix in 1 to 2 ounces of Ningxia into it. Then have them do the massage. Ningxia nail and cuticle treatment. Dip half a cotton ball in a small bowl of Ningxia until it's dripping wet and press it on the nails and let it sit for 30 minutes or overnight even. Ningxia scalp application. Place 1 tablespoon of Ningxia Red in a small dish. Wrap a towel around your shoulders to protect your clothing, and then massage the juice into your scalp. You could also use a little small plastic squirt bottle for this to get to your roots. Let it sit on your skin for about 15 minutes before showering. There are Ningxia frozen snacks that you can make. Ningxia doesn't freeze entirely. So if you put the packets in the freezer, they're going to come out like slushies, but those are pretty amazing too. But you can make Ningxia Gummies out of 1 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice, a half a cup of Ningxia Red, 5 tablespoons of grass-fed gelatin. My favorite brand is Great Lakes brand. 2 tablespoons of organic maple syrup or raw honey, 4 drops of orange vitality oil and 2 drops of lemon vitality oil. And what you do is in a saucepan, you heat the Ningxia and the maple syrup or the honey, add the gelatin until it's fully dissolved with no clumps, add the oils and pour into a silicone mold and let it harden for about 3 or 4 hours on the counter or 10 minutes in the freezer. So how do you get started? That kind of wraps up our class, but I want to take a peek at how to get started. I really recommend, if you are not yet a member or you know of people who have health challenges and you can see them in your mind's eye getting healthier just by adding Ningxia Red to their regimen, I highly recommend the Ningxia Starter Kit. It gives you 24% discount on all your Ningxia, your oils, and your Young Living products for life. And it's really the place a lot of people like to get started. In fact, you could build a business with Ningxia Red by itself. I was just down in Savannah, Georgia. We were down there for a week with my cousin. I don't know if she made it on tonight or not, Linda. If you did, Linda, say hi. But that's all she sells. And she sells on an average of about $2,000 in Ningxia Red a month, just out of the back of her van. So I told her you need to get them signed up so that they can get a wholesale discount and put them on Essential Rewards so that they can get their Ningxia Red every month, because she'd be like running out and they'd say, I've got to have it. I've got to have this stuff. So let's just take a peek at, what kind of bang you get for your buck with the Ningxia Starter Kit. The premium starter kit was $170. It's now $135. And it comes with 2 bottles of Ningxia Red that have 25 1-ounce servings each and a 30-pack of Ningxia Red singles. So that single that you saw that Diamond Debbie, who was in Whole Foods, was drinking, that's a 2-ounce serving of Ningxia Red. And those singles are really great for on the go. You can put them in your pocketbook. You can put them in the glove compartment of your car. I like to take them when we go on our trip with the RV, but I do take bottles as well. It also has 14 tubes of Ningxia Nitro. So individually, the kit is worth $263 retail dollars. So you're saving about $128 and you're getting 24% discount on every future order by starting with this kit. So let's take a closer look at what's inside. So the Ningxia Red starter kit comes with 2 full bottles of Ningxia Red. That's enough for 50 1-ounce servings. If you do an ounce a day, it's nearly 2 months worth of Ningxia Red. At 2 ounces a day, it's going to last you a full month. We buy 4 bottles a month, Ken and I, and we drink 4 bottles a month. That's 2 bottles a month for me and 2 bottles a month for him. And then Sam buys 2 bottles a month, and that gives him his 2 bottles a month. Sam is my grandson who lives with us, by the way. Okay. The kit also comes with 30 packets or sachets of Ningxia Red. They are 2 ounces each. I love the sachets because they're great on the go. And when you're out and about at work, shuttling kids around, you can still take your Ningxia without having to transport the whole bottle. The Ningxia Starter Kit has an entire box of nitro inside, and nitro is full of minerals and B vitamins, all the good ingredients and none of the bad. My favorite time to drink one of these is during my afternoon slump. Kenneth loves nitro when he's driving the RV cross country because it keeps him very alert and focused, and he doesn't start to nod off because it's easy when you're, you know, driving long distances like that. Nitro is his sidekick. It's right there with him. We love nitro. So there are actually two ways to get Ningxia goodness in your life. The premium starter kit, I begin there if you're not a Young Living member yet, so that you get that lifetime discount. And then the Ningxia Essential Rewards bundle. One gets you started and one keeps you going. We already talked about the starter kit. To continue on Ningxia after month 1, get on Essential Rewards. Get on the Ningxia Essential Rewards. You can actually set it up right when you get your kit, and this is going to give you 10% off your Ningxia immediately. And it's the cheapest way to get into Young Living. After 4 consecutive months, you get 20% off. And after 25 consecutive months, you get 25% off of your Ningxia. The ER bundle comes with 4 bottles of Ningxia Red and a 30-pack of singles. So let's talk about the cost of that. You're going to see here that the ER bundle costs $187, which is $1.17 per ounce. You save almost 29 cents an ounce. If you buy the Ningxia wholesale after you get your starter kit, it's about $1.38 an ounce. So here's a combo pack, which includes 2 bottles of Ningxia Red and then a 30-pack of the 2-ounce packets. That wholesale is $152, and it's bringing it to $1.38 per shot. Per ounce, excuse me, per ounce. Okay, so on Essential Rewards, after you get your starter kit, it's $1.17 an ounce. That saves you 21 cents every single ounce just by getting it on Essential Rewards. So, and for every order on ER, Young Living is going to reward you with loyalty points that you can use to buy products outside of your Essential Rewards. So that's what we mean by the 10% for the first 3 months. But again, it's going to go up to 20%, and then it's going to go up to 25%. Hands down, the Ningxia Red ER kit will save you the most money to keep it stocked in your home year-round for every member of your family. Okay, and here are the different, you can get 2 bottles, you can get 4 bottles, you can get 6 bottles, or no, 2 bottles, 4 bottles, 8 bottles. Then you can get the 25-ounce packets. You can get 30 packets, 60 packets, or 90 packets. And then there's the Ningxia Red combo pack. And that would probably be for a single person. If you're just living alone, the combo pack would be the best value for you because you're getting your 2 bottles of Ningxia Red and then your 30 packets, because you want to use a packet like if you're having that afternoon slump or if you want to take it on the go, whatever. And then the Ningxia Red Essential Rewards kit. This gives you 4 bottles. This is really perfect for the family. This is what I like to get. And then it gives me my packets as well. So the question is, how much do I drink? The recommended daily amount is 2 ounces, or 1 ounce for those under the age of 6. They can drink more than that. It's not going to hurt them, but they can get a lot of nutritional value with just 1 ounce. If it bothers you, drink 1/4 teaspoon 2 to 3 times a day until you can get your dose up. It's been rare. I think I've had 1 person in my 15 years now since Ningxia Red came out. In 15 years, I've had 1 person that it just upset their stomach. And I wish I would have known then to get them to take small doses during the day. After a week, move up to half of a teaspoon a day. After 2 weeks, move to 1 teaspoon a day or 1 ounce, and continue until you get 2 teaspoons daily. or an ounce. You know, just kind of work it up in small increments. And then take sulfurzyme while you're upping your dose. This will give you more comfort as well. And like I said, in 15 years, I've only known one person to to have any problems with it at all. So let's end with a story from Young Living Convention in 2015, a story about Gandhi. Gandhi used to give advice to people 2 or 3 hours a day. He'd sit under a tree and people would line up. After waiting all day long in the heat, finally a mom with her child gets up to Gandhi and says, "Please, tell my kid to stop eating candy." Gandhi says, "Come back tomorrow." The woman is puzzled, but hey, if Gandhi says it, you do it, right? She lines up in the heat the next day and gets to the top of the line again and says, "Please, Gandhi, tell my son to stop eating candy." Gandhi says, quit eating candy." She says, "Well, why didn't you tell him that before?" He says, "Well, before I was eating candy myself." So it's hard to tell somebody else to do something that you're not willing to do. I want to challenge you. I want to look you guys right in the eye and I want to challenge you. Do you want to share Ningxia with those you know? You will have more power of conviction if you speak truthfully and say, "I quit refined sugar today." Refined sugar does the opposite of what Ningxia is doing for your body. We talked about Ningxia naturally containing good sugars. Refined sugar is just the opposite. So let's kick this entire class up a notch. I believe in training you long after this class is over. We are an education-driven team, which means that we work alongside of you to train you and your friends and family on Young Living products. Let's train for 30 straight days on Ningxia alone. We're going to train your body and we're going to build a brand new habit. This is the 30-day Ningxia Red challenge. How do you incorporate all this Ningxia training as a lifestyle change? You have two options, depending on where you are in your wellness journey. Option number one, just start drinking Ningxia. Get it in your system. You're going to feel changes from that one simple action. Or option two, take a full-on 30-day Ningxia challenge. Drink a 2-ounce packet or 2 ounces from the Ningxia bottle every day, every single day for 20 days. Do no sugar. Or if that's too hard, do at least under 10 grams of sugar daily. And get outside for a 30-minute walk every day. You don't need to get a gym membership and lift 200 pounds of dead weight. Just simply walk. Let's do this side by side and feel good together. I have a free tracking calendar for you to print and put on your fridge to watch your journey. This is the 30-day Ningxia challenge calendar, and I'm going to give you a link to it in the chat box as soon as we finish so that you can go out and you can download this and take this 30-day challenge. You check mark in the little block up in the left. I drank 2-ounce packet of Ningxia Red. I had how many grams of sugar today, and I walked 30 minutes every day. And I'm telling you, it's going to make a world of difference. You want to feel good? Take the Ningxia challenge. So that wraps up our class. You've actually survived the Ningxia class, the new Ningxia class, and I'm going to end it with this little video.
I'm Ningxia Red. I'm a whole Wolfberry nutrient infusion. I'm Eternal Youth Ageless Health Drink. What's an infusion? Oh, that just means I'm infused with Young Living essential oils and I have a nutrient preparation, which basically means I just use the whole Wolfberry in its natural state. Oh, that's nice, nature of a way. I had mostly natural ingredients too, until they were scientifically engineered, concentrated, and reformulated to make the ultimate cell reformulation formula. Oh, that's a mouthful of words. What is this? Oh, that's nothing. Just warning label. Warning label. Sure, everyone Everyone's got a warning label nowadays. I don't have one. What's that? Just the usual stuff. Don't take with prescriptions, or if you're pregnant or under 18. The usual stuff. Don't take it if you're under 18. I thought you were a health drink. Oh, I'm healthy. Yeah, right.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.